for your bullshit. I don't know if I should have said blessings and bullshit in the same sentence, but y'all get what I'm putting down. That's scary to me. And another thing that I'm noticing with people who like either are always going through it or they portray that they looking for help, babe. They not looking to vent. They looking for help. They want you to help them. They see something in you. The energy is real green and yellow over there, and they like, oh yeah. Meanwhile, they got black ass energy, dark ass energy, and they finna bring you down too, bitch. And then you ain't gonna be one of God's favorites. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the stove, how the faucet's running and I keep looking at you. Know how to, know what I'm talking about? Was that real? Are we recording?
Don't leave me lonely. Don't leave me lonely. Who gonna make it scream?
Welcome back to the Pretty Candid Podcast. I am your lovely host, Marissa H. And today I got a little episode for y'all. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little short, but hey, I'm always here to entertain. So before we even get into this, because y'all keep doing that. Y'all watching, and I appreciate that, right? Like the song say, don't make me beg. Please go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment at the end, because I know you're going to make it there, because look at the material, you feel me? I drop content every Thursday and every Friday, podcast, vlogs, and story times, especially the story times. They feel like FaceTimes, and I'm being messy, and you need to get on there. So at the bottom, related video, click it. Thank you. So today, I always have a candid cocktail for y'all. Uh, I'm on something else that's candid. So today, I'm just doing water. I've been on my little fitness journey, and I'm trying to figure out everything. And I just feel like adding alcohol to that mix right now ain't gonna do. So take a swig of your drink, and I'm gonna take my water. Okay, so damn, I hope my throat didn't sound crazy. You know what? Anyway, all right. Today I'm gonna do unpopular opinions part 2, and I wanted to do them solo because low key I don't want to hear what nobody else gotta say. These mine, and yeah, let's get into it. So my first unpopular opinion, and y'all see I ain't even looking at my phone. I already know off the dome. If you always going through it, always, and when I say always going through it, it's like always a woe is me story. Something always happened. This just happened. Stay the fuck away from me. And I know that's gonna sound like, damn, I'm not playing. Something is going on with you. Demons, you're not God's favorite. I do not want to be associated with you. And the reason I say that, I used to have a very much of a, what is that, like savior complex, to where I'd be like, oh, let me help, let me. No. And that be what it is sometimes. People be portraying that they going through this and that. And they very well might be going through this and that. Bitch, karma is coming back to eat your ass up or something, because why the fuck do you consistently keep going through it? Something's going on. And I'm not finna block my blessings for your bullshit. I don't know if I should have said blessings and bullshit in the same sentence, but y'all get what I'm putting down. That's scary to me. And another thing that I'm noticing with people who like either are always going through it or they portray that they looking for help, babe. They not looking to vent. They looking for help. They want you to help them. They see something in you. The energy is real green and yellow over there, and they like, oh yeah. Meanwhile, they got black ass energy, dark ass energy, and they finna bring you down too, bitch. And then you ain't gonna be one of God's favorites. If you always going through it, it's always something. It's all. Stay away from me. I'm sorry. Uh, I send out good prayers because I'm one of them people too. I don't believe in everybody praying for me. But on my side of things, I pray good and good for all and not just myself. So I will send a prayer out for you. I might even go in the prayer line. But us associating and you always just, no, absolutely not, actually. Yeah, so I stand on that real heavy. that does not mean though that like people can't go through it and I'm gonna be like you know, that's not what I'm saying. But y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know them people who it's always something, very much something. It's always something. So yeah, that's my first unpopular opinion to kick this shit off. And that might have been strong, but it's gonna get stronger. So just yeah. All right. So the second one is y'all know I love talking about this. Social media made it easier to overlook normal, good, talented people. And I know it like perspective, right? What I'm saying could be taken any kind of way, but this is what I truly mean, just for the record. I feel as though, remember how in past episodes we've talked about aesthetics and how aesthetics really like throw people off, especially when they get to know the real you and things like that. I feel like same thing kind of to this point. Social media is literally like an identity playground. So you can kind of do whatever, be whatever, say whatever, and you know, that's what people are gonna see and associate you with, right? However, I feel like the people that are on there being their true, are not everybody, but a lot of people who are like talented, they coming up with really good products, services, whatever the case, they have a really good cause that they're working towards. That type of lane, I feel as though that gets overlooked because a lot of people are steady looking at what's attracting to the eye versus what's attracting to the soul or the mind, if that makes sense. So just for example, and don't judge me because I got the sniffles because it's allergy season. Real bad. I'm going through it. So I ain't got no lashes on. Still cute. Okay, anyway. So what I'm saying is though, I think that when it comes to people just being outright themselves, they're normal. They don't have the fancy little rooms and super just extravagant things, right? To make themselves look more appealing. They're just naturally themselves and they're like, hey, this is my service, this is my product, or this is who I am, whatever, right? I feel like that be getting overlooked just because now we in a day and age where like attention spans are short. So a lot of people are not taking the time to really pay attention, especially if it's not off the muscle, just getting their attention or appealing to their eye. And that make it harder. Like, I'm not even really talking about me, but I know a lot of people who are either content creators, they're entrepreneurs in some sort, whatever lane, and they genuinely have good shit going on. The formatting is right. It has the look as far as it's professional. Everything is everything, but because we got this big boomer that either A might be super known on the internet, might have already been hella had a big social media presence prior to them doing whatever they doing, that should get overshadowed. And I hate that. I really feel like I don't know. We need an app or a website or something that's like just not. And if it is one, drop it in the comments because maybe I don't know, right? Because I feel like the only thing I like apps wise is Instagram, Facebook, right? TikTok, Red Note, if y'all still on there. And then like Threads, Twitter. So I don't really know, right? But let me know. Maybe I'm not, but I feel like there's not a space for people to just truly be what they are without having to have all the fluff and extras. So, and I don't think I'm lying. Y'all ain't gotta agree. Yeah, if y'all do, drop in the comments, and if y'all don't, drop in the comments. I still want to know. But that's my opinion. Um, number 3, right? It's not that things are not working out, right, in your life. It's that you're not following in your calling. And so what I mean by that is, okay, perfect example, right? I always knew that I was like destined to talk to people, to interact with people, to do something with the public, right? Or maybe not even public, but like on a platform. I always knew that, right? So when I started like my entrepreneurial journey and was like selling clothes and other stuff for like a good 2.5 years, I met a lot of people. I made a lot of connections. I networked a lot, right? But in my mind at the time, I'm like, oh yeah, I can be a brand. That ain't what the hell I was supposed to be doing, right? So it worked out. It served its purpose as far as income because I made a lot of money. I met a lot of people, right? However, that wasn't necessarily my calling, right? So as it is now, I'm freshly graduated. Let's get some claps for that. But also, like, my degree is in business, and then I have a certificate in marketing. I had to market and learn how to do a lot of things, all promotion wise, for myself when I had my brand, when I was selling clothes. So that's always been my forte. That's always been my thing. On top of that, dealing with people who are in that lane, but then also dealing with people as far as like on the podcast, meeting different people, networking, same thing. So I'm kind of making everything come all together, right? That's my calling. And I feel like a lot of people overlook that part, mainly because you kind of get caught up in it, like especially when you're really like dead set, like you got your mind on it, and even if the shit not working out, you might be like, well, I'm gonna try, like you sticking it, okay. But I feel like also you have to recognize when to let go of things, whether it be like a job, I mean, or a friendship, whatever, right? Whatever you're doing, I feel like you have to also recognize when to let go so you can let everything else come in, because ultimately that's the way of life. You're supposed to find your calling, flourish in that, and be great forever, right? But I think that it becomes hard whenever like you got a lot just on your plate. Cause I can relate to that. I feel like a lot of people that, especially like the entrepreneur people who like they trying to do this, and that. Baby, slow down. Too much dip on your chip. Way too much. Or you got the person who they working here, they doing that, and you might be trying to make ends meet, right? But then you taking on all these projects, and now you overwhelmed. So now you can't even focus in your calling or identify because you just got someone. So what I will say is, if not on no advice tip, but on some advice tip, if you are trying to find your calling, like literally I'm learning like patience and consistency is everything. And so with that, I feel like take your time. Don't let nobody rush you. Don't let the internet rush you. Don't even let yourself rush you, because God's not. We literally on his timing. So operate in the right space, and I feel like you'll find your calling. But if you ever find yourself like you sticking it to the man and it's just not, that's not part of your calling, let it go. So unpopular opinion, but really it should be a popular opinion.
Clock that T. Clock it. Clock that T. Clock it.
Y'all know I think I'm the best podcast out. I really am the best podcast out. We're gonna get to that later. Anyway, so my next unpopular opinion is judging people for not doing what you think they should, or judging people for something you used to do. I think that shit low key should be illegal, just off the strength of, okay, so you got a life, right? And you've done what you've done, you did what you did, done it 10 times more. Who knows, right? Because that's your goddamn life. And you have reached or you've surpassed that level, right? So now you're better, you're doing things better. You realize that wasn't cool. But then you meet somebody, or you're friends with somebody, or you're with somebody, whatever the case, family, and then you see that they're kind of doing your old patterns, or they doing shit that's even worse, right? Whatever the case is, or just something you don't agree with. And so you start judging them just because you feel like you up here and they kind of down here. That's weird as fuck. And I feel like more so if you have like a true connection with this person. So like family, friend, relationship. I feel like if you really love them, you really care, you're really concerned, you'll voice your opinion without it sounding judgmental, to where your opinion gonna land on heard ears and not deaf ones, right? It's all about how you say it, and it is kind of what you say, right? You got to learn how to talk to people. But to actually sit there and judge somebody because, oh, I used to do that, like I would never now. Okay, you would never now, but bitch, I'm right now. Okay? Like what? That's everybody got to go through it in whatever sense that is. You know what I'm saying? So if you see somebody and they putting up with certain people and dealing with certain things, and you feel like, ooh, ew, I've been there. I would never do that now. Like, okay, let them go through that, because it might be something that God and universe got planned for them in the space of that's gonna help them realize that they're not supposed to be there. They're not supposed to associate, whatever the case is. So we don't need you to judge them. Okay. And that's all I wanted to say. But also, when it comes to the judgment thing. I think it kind of speaks back to self, to like yourself. So if I'm sitting there and I'm judging you, it's cause like either A, I low key want to do what you're doing, even though I know it's not good because I've done it before, or two, I feel like because I've surpassed that level, that all of a sudden I'm super, super like superior to the shit that you're doing. Like no, ew. And both times I'm putting you down. Like that's not, it's supposed to be what they call it, agape love, like brotherly love. We supposed to hang on to each other. And I know I be talking a lot of shit on here, but all jokes aside, like let's bring it back. Let's bring it back in. You feel me? I ain't finna judge you for doing nothing. If you smoke crack back in 2008, okay. Like, why am I? I'm not smoking crack. I never smoked crack. Why am I? You know what I'm saying? Like you,
Yeah. You know what? Hell yeah.
you got to think about these things. Like, if you've never had to be in somebody else's shoes or you've been there before and you know what it took for you to get out of it, don't judge the next person, the next man, the next woman for being in them shoes that's too big for your feet now. You know what I'm saying? Like, too small for your feet now. Y'all get what I'm putting down. Like, don't do that. That's not nice. That's not nice. So stop judging people. And I'm talking to myself too. So I'm not just talking to y'all. The next one is stop giving plus size women backhanded compliments because you lack confidence. So, because I'm probably gonna do another plus size panel, so we're gonna get real in depth about it. But this is like one of my like most annoying things is somebody to be like, "Oh my god, you look so good. You look so good in that. I wish I could, or I wish I had the What the fuck that mean? You wish you had the confidence to. I'm glad we're being honest and you're letting me know that you don't, bitch. Cause what? Men included though. Men included. The whole like pretty for a bigger girl. Like I've never been attracted to a bigger girl. I don't give a fuck. I didn't even ask you that. You volunteered. Stop doing that shit. Like it's almost like, okay, I'll be honest. I've been fat all my life, right? But what gets me is I ain't gonna lie. I kind of thought like I'm 33 now. I kind of thought like by this point in my life that this wouldn't be a thing. If I'm pretty, if I'm smart, if I'm funny, if I'm that, I'm just that. My weight has nothing to do with that. What I'm wearing really ain't got shit to do with that. Like the whole backhanded compliments from a woman though, let me speak to that. Cause when it's the men, I be knowing off the muscle like you ain't confident that you can handle me for real because you know how I'm coming and how I'm stepping because I am a bigger woman and I done already had to face so much bullshit when it comes to like just how society is in general. So you coming over here to let me know you really ain't ready, but you saying little shit that sound good to your ear, but that's really bullshit. When it's men, I'm already knowing what it is. You can't handle me, you feel intimidated, or you worried about what somebody gonna say. I don't deal with those type of problems now, but I'm just saying, I be knowing. But when it's a woman, a lot of times, and it's always either do you want to say that? Okay, it's always either like the bigger girl who don't have confidence, she don't keep herself up, she just looks like shit. I'm just going to call it what I like it is what it is. Like they don't care. They aspire to be what they see somebody else and that's why you giving me the backhanded compliment because you like, "Oh, I wish I could. I wish." Okay. Or or if it ain't that, right? It's the smaller woman who feel intimidated by the aura. Cause I've heard that before, like, you just got this certain type of aura and then your personality and you just so pretty. A lot of people when they give me compliments or just other women I've seen get compliments that are plus size, the weight ain't coming into play. So it make it very easy to tell when you trying to be funny, you trying to be weird, you trying to give me a backhanded compliment and hoping that I don't identify it as you being shady. You suck, you don't have confidence and you can't buy it. So I don't really know what to tell you. And I can't give you none of my juice. So deal with that. But stop giving backhanded compliments to plus size women. I don't know. That shit just kind of weird. We gonna, like I said, we gonna do the plus size panel probably here soon in a couple weeks, and we gonna really dig deep into that. But You're fucking weird. Quit. You scaring the hoes. Thank you. Okay. Cool. All right. All right. Cool. For my last unpopular opinion, right? Maybe, maybe, right? Maybe they're not a bad partner, right? Maybe they're not a bad partner, but maybe they're just not for you or you're not for them, right? I feel like I feel like that should be normal. I feel like that should be understood, right? Like, hey, we just might not be for each other. And people try to act like, oh no, yeah, that's what it is, and I'm okay with that. No, you're not. No, you're not. Like, okay, when I say they're not a bad partner, like obviously if we're dealing with somebody who's like abusing you or they're emotionally abusive, they suck, they're bummy, they don't have any aspiration. We ain't talking about that, right? But like sometimes you are gonna run across people who they match your vibe, everything seems right, right? But y'all either keep coming to a block on something that's significant enough to make y'all not be together, or it could just very well be that like y'all live in two totally different lanes. Like although when y'all come together that lane is perfect, but separately and then later when y'all try to it's not working for whatever reason, right? I want people to stop saying that people are bad partners because I feel like sometimes when it's a breakup and or a separation and people don't it doesn't go how people picture it in their head, and I'm talking about man or woman, not just women. I feel as though it becomes a like, well, he ain't shit, she ain't shit show. You know, it becomes one of those. Maybe they wasn't shit, right? But maybe they wasn't shit in the story to let you know that you ain't shit either. People be mirroring people. So think about that. You meet somebody, right? So when you with somebody, that's where you're meeting them at, and that's where they're meeting you at, right? In that space, right then and there. So who's to say y'all got together so you can see how you need to level up and do your shit because they're not on shit and they're not a bad partner. They actually an accountable partner. So now you know, hey, I met you in a certain space that really wasn't serving me the best. And though we had fun, though we did what we did and we spent time, money, effort, love, that really wasn't where I was supposed to be. And so now I know to get my shit together and you go do what you do. That don't make me bad for you or you bad for me. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I think people get in their feelings real, real bad. And I literally have done that. So I'm speaking from a place of I know people getting their feelings real bad when things don't go out how they imagine. Even if like, cause I didn't talk to women. They be like, I thought the breakup was gonna go like this, and it went like that, and da da da. You you gotta like deal with things as they come and let it be that. Like I'm learning that the older I get, the whole forcing things, the whole like looking at things from just a one side, like you can't do that. You got to look at it from all angles. And so when you separate from somebody, I feel like that's time to reflect, right? I definitely have been with somebody and known that like this low key some bullshit, but I love this motherfucker, so I'm gonna stand beside him and I'm staying by myself. Like it's cool. But then once I got out of it, I realized like, damn, you perfect example. I was with this one person, right? And like when I met him, I kind of wasn't in the best confidence space. Like I was confident, but I wasn't just super tapped in. And then like I wasn't on the on my spiritual journey, none of that. Like I just was out here, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't feel like I had a lot to offer, but I thought I was the shit. If that makes sense, I don't know, weird. When I was with him and towards the tail end, I kept saying to myself like, I don't think we supposed to be together. And in my mind, I was saying like, oh, it's because you not shit, you not shit, you not a good person, you a narcissist, you this, you this, you that, right? And very well, he was an arc, right? He was a lot of those things. But I think that came into play to let me know to level up because literally the tail end of us being together, I enrolled into school. I went and got me a new car. I was doing a lot of things for myself. I started working on my credit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like so that way like by the end of that relationship, I was already working on me. I was already doing a lot of stuff for myself. And maybe I needed to be in that space to realize like this is what you'll put up with when you dealing with this, but this is what you can really do. You know what I mean? So I feel like let's maybe not call everybody a bad partner. Some stuff we do bring on to ourselves. Some things need to happen for you to see better. And that's okay. So maybe that woman's not a bad woman. Maybe that man ain't shit nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe not. Some things and people come around and happen to make space for better things. And that's just the way of life, I think. Like, I don't know, y'all. I'm still reading the book and trying to figure out, but that's just the way of life from what I'm learning so far. So, yeah, do your thing, do what you need to do. Don't worry about what happened. What don't worry, just focus. At that point that y'all breaking up, y'all separating, talking to you, focus. Like it's null and void at that point. At that point, you have to reflect and, like I said, just kind of realize the part you play. Reflect on that. Not making yourself seem bigger and better than the person you was with to try to like make sense of the breakup is not gonna work. And low key, you gotta think logic because that's you thinking out of emotion. So remember that the next time you try to say he or she ain't shit. Okay. Okay. Cool. We're going to wrap up this episode, Unpopular Opinions Part 2. I am your host, Marissa H. Don't forget, because you done got to the end now, drop a comment, leave a like, tell me what you thought about the episode. Tell me some of your unpopular opinions. I would love to hear that. I want to know some of yours. Remember community guidelines. Don't go crazy in the comments. But yeah, let me know. Don't forget, on this channel, we do drop podcasts every Thursday and we drop story times every Friday. So stay tuned for that. Please, please, please subscribe. Let's engage. Let's talk, babe. Okay. Candid crew. Let's do that. Twin. Yeah, come on. I have been your host. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me today, and I will catch you next time. Signing out. And cut. Focus on me.